on now. Sources tell CNBC-TV18 that the government will seek additional funds for LPG subsidy in the winter session of the Parliament, and the FY25 budget will factor in higher allocation of funds as well. My colleague Sapna joins us with the details on this. Sapna, take us through what we know so far.
Well, it's, extremely logical. The government's thinking is very, very logical. So if you look at the developments on the LPG subsidy front right since August, first, of course, there's a 200 rupees across the board cut. That is primarily being handled by the OMCs. But earlier to that, sometime in March 23, the cabinet had given nod to the extension of the 200 rupees Ujjwala subsidy. So that is once. After that, in October, the government has again increased the subsidy by around 100 rupees per cylinder. Along with that, they have also announced free LPG connections to around 75 lakh odd potential beneficiaries. Of course, that will happen over a period of time, but some cost is expected on the exchequer. So putting all of this together, it's pretty much obvious that there is going to be higher allocation, higher outgo in terms of the subsidy numbers. Now, if you look at the budget, it's around 2250 odd crores, which hardly covers any of this that we are talking about. So what we are given to understand as of now is around 9 odd thousand crores, or maybe slightly over that, could be the additionality for the current financial year. So put together along with that, or the budget, over 10 odd thousand crores, 11,000 odd crores is what the government is likely to spend in the current year. Now, the fact also remains that if you look at the LPG sales data, the sales have gone up after the increase in the subsidy that is being given. So that additional demand also has to be factored in, and hence, in next year's budget, for all we know, you could actually find higher allocation, at least to 40 to 50 odd % in comparison to this year's revised estimates. And those revised estimates are likely to be frozen not just at budget time, but maybe after the supplementary demand for grants, which will come up in the winter session.
All right, some important points there. Thanks, Sapna, for that story on especially the government accounts and budgeting. With that, completely out of time on this edition of Business Lunch. But stay tuned to CNBC TV18 and enjoy the festivities.